Given what happened to Suits after its seventh season, it is no surprise that Suits LA was canceled after season 1. Suits distinguished itself as a distinct legal drama with a novel premise upon its 2011 premiere. Suits has experienced a comeback in recent months, with Patrick J. Adams and Gabriel Macht headlining the cast as the adored Mike Ross and Harvey Specter, respectively, especially in light of its eagerly awaited spin-off, Suits LA. Suits was one of the top legal dramas on television for 7 seasons. However, like other TV series, it started to change, which didn't help it. Nevertheless, in spite of its flaws, Suits remains a captivating series. The tremendous stakes and tension that are evident in Suits are worth watching, in addition to the enjoyable connection between Mike and Ross. Given that Suits LA will not be receiving a second season, it is worthwhile to examine the reasons for the original series' demise. Suits fell apart once it was no longer about Mike and Harvey. Suits struggled to identify itself once Mike left. Harvey and Mike arrived together as a package, and one would not be able to function without the other. Suits lost its intriguing edge after Mike's secret was made public. How long Mike could pretend to be a lawyer without getting detected, and what Harvey would do to keep him safe were the main sources of drama in the television program. When it was taken away, there were just no stakes because the two had always supported one another. Suits did, in fact, attempt to bring Mike back after his arrest in order to maintain the mentor-mentee relationship between him and Harvey, but by that time, there was really no need for it. Although Harvey was one of Suits' greatest features, his energy and comedy weren't as compelling without Mike. Harvey's presence virtually saved the show, despite the fact that the legal drama had changed after Mike's departure. He helped preserve some of the show's core elements and kept the drama grounded. Suits seasons 8 and 9 felt like a different show entirely. Compared to season 1, Suits seemed different by the time it reached its final 2 seasons. Naturally, Mike's departure from the company was a major factor in this, but the series was altered by more than simply his absence. Because he is impacted by his protege's departure, Harvey is essentially a shadow of his former self in the final 2 seasons of Suits. The absence of the 3 characters that made Suits stand out from other legal dramas, Jessica, Gina Torres, Rachel, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, and Mike, made the program seem drab. Seasons 8 and 9 of Suits are a standard legal drama. After losing its hook about Mike not being a lawyer, the sitcom struggled to establish its identity. The evolution of Donna, Sarah Rafferty, the only female character from the show's early seasons to reach the finale, was one of the most aggravating and nonsensical plots. Even while Mike and Harvey were the team to beat in Suits, the show's success was partly attributed to other characters. Therefore, the change in focus ultimately backfired. Suits was never a show about lawyers, and it failed to understand that. Fundamentally, Suits is a television program about its characters and their relationships rather than the law. Although Jessica, Louis, played by Rick Hoffman, and the rest of the cast are excellent supporting characters, Suits didn't focus on the other lawyers or the entire firm when the show first debuted. Rather, it was rather obvious that Mike and Harvey were the show's mainstays. Suits simply wasn't as without Mike and Harvey as it was when the dynamic combo was still working together. However, one could argue that Suits didn't truly work when it was abandoned because it depended too much on Harvey and Mike and didn't give the supporting characters enough time to grow. It's important to remember that the TV series' initial seasons made no significant effort to elevate other characters. It's a little surprising that the legal series attempted to continue and ran for 2 more seasons after Patrick J. Adams left Suits, considering how the show began.